You talked about the working groups and the different elements of a business. So you have organizers, you've got exhibit and design houses, we've got exhibitors, and Better Stands has its purpose, I suppose, for each of those three. So why don't take us through that? What's the benefit to an organizer? And then I'll ask you what's the benefit to an exhibitor and what's the benefit to the supplier on the design side. But what's the benefit to the organizer as they don't have the stand?
Yeah, and I think it also goes how to how they would use it, and they would all use there is at the heart of Better Stands, there is that 10-point framework. Like it's all about trying to inspire that change to reusability, and to do that we needed to engage people with, a lot of people haven't even thought about how reusable their stand was. So the 10-point framework breaks down a typical stand into 10 main elements. And then, the more of those elements are reusable, the higher you get in the program, a bronze, a silver, and a gold. So from an organizer, how you can utilize that framework is you can engage all of your exhibitors and your contractors with it as something to work towards through communications. But actually what you can then do is actually assess all of the stands at your show, so that you actually have got incredibly useful information of, well, who's a bronze, who's a silver, who's a gold, and how can I engage with those people in a bespoke and targeted and informative way to help that transition that's going to give you benefits. So that's how you would use it as an organizer. The benefits of it is that it's an off-the-shelf, ready to roll out method that you can do meaningful communications with your exhibitors and contractors in a way that is pulling into a bigger narrative outside of just your event. Those contractors and exhibitors and your ecosystem will be having the same consistent messages at other events they are having. So it's all pulling together. As to why you'd want to do that as an organizer, we see that, by moving more and more to reusable stands, you're delivering better efficiencies on the show floor. You're delivering, improved safety. You're helping manage those risks. You're playing into a more sustainable event through reducing your waste and improving your carbon footprint as well. And all of that is playing together to actually deliver a better customer experience for your exhibitors, which, is probably the driver of you're wanting to deliver that better customer experience, for enhanced experience for your customers.
And to the exhibitor, that makes a lot of sense to me that they want to do this because, A, if you're reusing, you're saving money. So speak to that a bit. An exhibitor would then tell their design house that they want to have a more sustainable, reusable booth.
Yeah, I think, again, to the flexibility, which I think is a lot of the power in Better Stands, it works for people who are both have never thought about this before. It gives them the steps to knowing where to start. So if you're an exhibitor who has never really thought about what's happening to their stand once they leave that show, which is a lot of people, it gives them a framework to actually have that conversations when they're talking to different contractors, to actually know what to ask and what to compare people between. So it empowers them to understand what's happening and make an informed choice on their stand, which really helps people that are just getting going. But people who are achieving a bronze, silver, or gold, the power of it and benefit from them is that they can then shout about that at the show. They can, both in their social media or after the show, they can really, it's again something for them to prove their credentials. We see people talk about it on their stands and say, like they would all of their other company, credentials. It's another one for them to be able to proudly kind of talk about.
And the exhibit house?
The exhibit house, so their benefit through Better Stands is that it's a comparable way for them to, again, showcase their credentials. So, it's the exact same conversation, but flipped the other way of, if they have customers coming to them looking for them to build their stand, it's something that they can put on their sales materials, their marketing materials, and say, oh, and by the way, we're a Better Stands, silver contractor. And it's a credible and reliable way for them to be able to showcase that ability from them.